Hello everybody and welcome to another video on this Daryl Carter Racing channel, the Be Lucky channel. Today we're going to talk about 4 horses that I could not back at the Cheltenham Festival. 4 horses that I do not want to back at the Cheltenham Festival that are perhaps a little bit popular in the markets and with people on social media channels, okay? 4 horses, here we go. Number 1, Kyros in the Supreme. I could not back him for the life of me. Yes, he's looked very good in little bits of, in little parts of his races where it's turned into a sprint finish. But every horse in the Supreme has to reach a bar to make them competitive. And that bar for me is being rated over 150. 150 or above, that's where they have to reach. They have to have done a time figure, knowing that they can go a championship pace and sustain it and kick off that championship pace. Kyros has not done that. Nowhere near, in fact. He's been involved in 2 very slowly run races, once at Leopardstown and once in his maiden hurdle last time, which is going to be his prep run for this. Now, a lot of people will like the fact that he's had a really easy prep run, but the point being is, how do you know he can go that championship pace, jump at speed, and finish off his race very strongly? The answer is you don't. Now, what we do know about Kyros is that he can sit there in a very slowly run race and outspeed his rivals. Yes, he's a very quick horse indeed. But nothing on the sectionals and nothing on the circuit times has said that this horse is worthy of winning the Supreme Novice Hurdle. Now, I'll go back to Leopardstown when the camera basically lulled a lot of people into a false sense of security when it turned onto its side and he came round that bend and it looked like he whooshed past everything else. But when you actually compare what he did from the second last to the last, it actually wasn't that much better than anything else on the card. So I can't really have Kyros at all for a Supreme Novice, especially with that latest RPR. You've got to go back. Well, I mean, the last 20 years, no horse has won the Supreme with sort of an RPR rating that low. His RPR rating, I think, was 124. But that's nowhere near the level of winning a Supreme. Now, I know RPR ratings are not the be-all and end-all of everything, but they do give you a slight indication of what horses achieved. They're not absolutely A1 spot on. But if you do your own ratings and compare them to the RPR ratings, you can get some sort of idea of what this horse has achieved. And for me, while he's a big talking horse from Gordon Elliott's yard, I just cannot understand what he has done to warrant third favourite in the Supreme. I just could not. I think Talk the Talk and Old Park Star are miles ahead of him. I actually think Sober Glory's miles ahead of him. I think My Daddy Paddy and Idaho's Son are probably miles ahead of him as well. So for me, best price 6-1, I could not have Kyros. And a lot of people are saying, well, why is he 6-1 if he's not achieved that much? What do the bookies know that we don't know? The answer is it's just hype and talk. There's a lot of movement to happen in these markets, and you've got to remember an anti-post market is one thing, and on the day market is a completely different thing. Okay, for me, Kyros is no value whatsoever in the Supreme Novice Hurdle. We're going to move on to another horse that has been a bit of a hype horse in my opinion, and that is Final Demand in the Brown Advisory. Final Demand was really well beaten by Cade Dothie at Leopardstown at the DRF last time, and he went from being as short as 5-4 out to 4-1 best price now, and even that for me I think is a little bit too short. This is a horse that has looked very good when allowed to make his own running up front, jumping from fence to fence with no pressure on him whatsoever. I didn't actually think he was that impressive at Limerick. I think the talk after Limerick when he beat Gold Dancer by 8 lengths, who didn't really put much of an effort in until it was all over, was all coming from Patrick Mullins afterwards saying, I was never out of second gear. But you had the run of the race, you jumped from fence to fence, you had no pressure on your jumping, and you've not done anything to achieve strong favouritism for a competitive event like the Brown Advisory. I actually think his run at Leopardstown last time when Cade Dothie come up the side of him, put pressure on his jumping for his first time over fences, saw him fold up like an old deck chair. I do not think that this horse finds a good deal off the bridle, and therefore I want to take him on at the Cheltenham Festival. In fact, I've got a strong opinion in this race should this horse line up. But I do want to take on Final Demand, especially when you go back to that Turners last year and you watch under pressure. He come there swinging. You watch him under pressure off the bridle. He didn't find an awful lot. And I think that's been the story of this horse's career. Every time he's won pretty much hard held. And he's never really had to be in a battle, and it's been against much inferior horses than he's likely to face on the day in the Brown Advisory. So Final Demand is the second. He goes up there on the list with El Kyros. The third horse, I think this is the worst favourite of the entire festival. It's Regent Stroll in the Jack Richards. This horse needs 3 miles. The only reason he's not running over 3 miles is because he's been far too keen in his races. He was absolutely slapped up by Miami Magic at Cheltenham on Trials Day. And for me, the Irish are coming over. There's going to be so many unexposed, improving horses in this race that I think Regent Stroll is a terrible favourite at the top of the Jack Richards market. And it's just the traders putting him in there because Caldwell Potter did the job last year. But I'd be absolutely astounded if there wasn't something better treated and on more of an upward curve than Regent Stroll. I think Regent Stroll's improvement is going to come over 3 miles, and he would interest me if he was running in a 3 mile race, but not over 2.5. His legs simply don't move quick enough. Finally, the fourth horse I want to take off. So we've got El Kyros, we've got Final Demand, we've got Regent Stroll, and the fourth and final horse I definitely want to be taking on at this year's 2026 Cheltenham Festival comes in the Gold Cup, and it's Galopin Des Champs, who I think is gone over the hill. Willie Mullins seems to have masses of confidence in this horse still, but he was absolutely hammered at the DRF. I'm not having Christmas as an excuse for his run at the DRF last time. I think he's a horse that has been to the well too many times. He's really feeling the effects of some grueling races. He's been an outstanding servant, a brilliant, brilliant horse. But I think his time at the top has come. This time around, he's taken on fresher horses, younger horses that have not run in this race before. The looks of Django Bay, Jukebox Man, Gaelic Warrior, Haiti Clues, Spillane Tower. And then you've got I Know the Way You're Thinking still in there, could pull something out of the bag, having had a poor season thus far. Galopin Des Champs for me is a very, very good horse. I could not have him winning another Gold Cup. I think he is well past his sell-by date now. And despite Willie Mullins and Paul Townend's confidence in him, I think it is very much misplaced. I think their best chance of winning the Gold Cup is with the likes of Factifile, should he be supplemented, or Gaelic Warrior. I think Galopin Des Champs comes into this Gold Cup as a third string of Willie Mullins' horses. And I think it would be heart over head if Paul Townend chose to ride Galopin Des Champs in the 2026 Gold Cup. There you have it. Those are my 4 horses I'm set to be against at the Cheltenham Festival in 2026. It's coming soon. I cannot wait. If you want to come and join Daryl Carter Racing, please do head to the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Daryl Carter Racing, where we are ramping up for the Cheltenham Festival, and I cannot wait. I'm super excited. It's going to be mega. Take care, see you soon, and be lucky.